Well, if you've had your Canon SX730 for any amount of time, you probably know occasionally it focuses on the wrong thing. So I'm going to attempt to demonstrate how to do manual focus, which it's a little tricky, but once you figure it out, it's pretty easy to use. I'm going to use some macro photography. I'm going to take a picture of these small pewter objects I have. The way this starts is with the camera settings for me. I'm sure you'll find other ways that you want to do things, but for me it started with camera settings. I apologize for the neighbor mowing his lawn, but this is the only time I have. One setting that I found useful was the MF zoom, the MF point zoom. This setting, you can turn it on, and when you set the camera to manual focus, it will enlarge what you're looking at 2 times or 4 times. This blows it up for you, and it's a little confusing at first because when you turn on manual focus, everything is enlarged, and when you press the shutter halfway, it goes back to the normal view. But this is a focusing aid, so I'm going to leave mine on 4x right now. The other setting here is MF safety. And what that does is the camera will fine-tune the focus right before you take the shot. MF peaking I have turned on also. That shows you a little bit of red on what's in focus. It's very hard to see out here in daylight, but I'm going to attempt to show you these features. So for me, I have peaking on, and I have you see that peaking is on, and the level is high, and the color is red. So I'll go back. MF safety is on. It's either on or off. I have mine turned on. And MF point zoom is set to 4. I'll show you how these work. Okay, here I am. I'm in 4x mode. I can change this by hitting the right toggle button. The zoom for focusing aid, I can hit this right toggle button. It'll make it normal, twice as large, or 4 times as large just by pressing this right toggle button here when you're in manual focus mode. So I think you can see the red here, which is showing me what's in focus. And let me focus on it. If I press the shutter halfway, it shows you the entire Viking boat and how it's going to look in the frame. Let me try a different area. Okay, these are the flags, the shields on the side of the Viking boat, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to increase. This is at 4x. Let's see if I can get a little sharper focus here. That's blurry. Oh, that was pretty sharp. Let me go back. I'm using the spin button now on the edge there. There it is. Okay. What happened here is this area showed up a little bit red. Let me go to a lower magnification. Yeah. Okay. So I am pretty well focused here. I'm going to take a shot. And it goes back to normal. When you press the shutter button halfway, it goes back to normal composition mode, where you can do how the photo will look. Okay, and there it is. Now it's zoomed again. Press the button halfway, and it's going to show me how it looks when I take the photograph. So that's part of it. Now you can use. Now I can see over here. Over here, there's some things that are highlighted in red, and when I press the shutter, the vertical lines on the sail show as red to me too. It's indicating to me they're in focus. So, so you have an idea of how the focus works. So this is very useful if you're focusing on something like the moon. The moon, I couldn't get the camera to focus on it. I just set the manual focus by pressing the right button here upwards. I went all the way to infinity. I don't know if you saw that. What was reddish on here turned a normal color. There it is. Okay, you can see the red. I just saw it fan by. There it is there. That's showing me what's in focus. I think that's visible on this image. So right now I am focusing on this napkin directly in front of the shields. I want to go a little further in See if I can get those shields a little better. Now I'm behind it. The lines on the boat are the back of the inside of the boat are red. So I'm too far. Bring it back in a little bit, and I think I'm there. Let me go to 4 times magnification, which will help me by pressing that button. Yep, too far. Out of focus. Coming in focus. Okay, down here is red. I'm focused in front of the boat. Now the shield is has a little bit of red highlight on the edge of the shield. I think that's pretty good for focusing on the shield. I'm going to take the photos. So that's the gist of manual focus. This little square down here is showing me what's going to be 4 times the magnification. Showing me the area that it's focusing on in the photo. You have your distance scale here. So manual focus is pretty easy to use. To turn it off, I'm going to hit the toggle switch, and up here it shows manual focus, normal, and macro. I'll do that again. I'm just going to go to normal or macro, and let's see how it focuses. Yeah, it did okay. This is an easy subject. I specifically picked an easy subject. You only get that red highlighting when you're in manual focus mode. You won't get it any other time. And it doesn't show all the time. It shows some of the time when it can actually determine what's in focus for you and highlight it. That's it for manual focus. I find the camera to be a lot of fun. I'm still learning features in it. I'm getting better at it. I love a manual focus camera. This is not my favorite, but it can do it. And there are times I use it on a stationary macro subject or a building far away. It works pretty good. Have fun with your camera.